and pleased to be with you. There's a lot in the news to talk about today. McDonald's, for example, their iconic clown is laying low. No, seriously, there's clown attacks. No, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm really not. Although, let's talk about Donald Trump. Scottie Nell Hughes is on the line with us. She is the chief political correspondent with USA Radio Networks, USARadionetworks.com, contributor to CNN, the author of Roar, The New Conservative Woman Speaks Out, her website, Scottie, I-E, Nell Hughes, HUGHES.com, and you can tweet her at Scottie N. Hughes. Hey, Scottie, welcome back to the program.
Oh, thank you for having me. But one quick reference to the clowns. I really think this is, if you have McDonald's stock right now, I would probably start getting rid of it, because I have to tell you, when I told my daughter today, she saw the story about the clowns, she is now officially boycotting McDonald's. She is scared to go to McDonald's, my 8-year-old. And I imagine if my 8-year-old has that reaction, there's kids all over America right now, and I feel sorry for clowns, because there's actually some good ones out there.
Good point. Good point. That's
So, clown lives matter. Clown lives matter.
Do you see this as part of the left-wing media conspiracy plot to unseat Donald Trump, given how orange his face gets? I guess he's not quite a clown, but...
No, because, we all know the clowns, their characteristics are the big red nose. It's more like Pinocchio, I'd put more on, which would bring us to Hillary Clinton, which is one of my favorite topics to talk about.
Yeah, well, I would much rather talk with you about Donald Trump. We all get it that you're going to try and... Or actually, I don't know if you are going to try to, Scottie, but every time I've seen a Trump surrogate on television the last 4 or 5 days, and any uncomfortable questions about Trump come up, they immediately pivot to talking about Bill or Hillary Clinton. Let's just stipulate right off the bat, Bill Clinton behaved poorly, maybe even criminally, and he was punished for it. He lost his law license. He was impeached. He was publicly humiliated, and he's not running for president. But the question that I have, and just to get that out of the way, but the question I have about this whole thing that seems to be consuming the Trump campaign, both in terms of Donald denying that he's the eighth dwarf, I guess, a dwarf, gropey, denying that he's not that, is that, first he came after Mexicans, and there was, a little bit of pushback, but not a great deal. And I think it's because, at least in Republican circles, and I think it's because most Republicans don't have Mexicans in their families. Jeb Bush was probably the most outraged, who's married to a Mexican wife. Then he came after the Muslims, and again, most people don't even know a Muslim. Then he came after gay people, and most Republicans have gay people in their families, but probably don't know it. Then he came after the disabled people, made fun of that New York Times reporter with a disability. Most people don't have disabled people in their family. He went after POWs. He went after John McCain and said he doesn't like prisoners of war who got caught. But it was when he went after white women that the Republican base exploded, and the Republican Party seemed to split in half. Could it be that that's about the only part of that entire group that's, common to every Republican household in America?
Well, we can debate whether or not he went after certain people. I honestly don't remember him going after the gay community. In fact, I think it's the exact opposite, considering he put, for the first time ever, you saw an openly gay man speaking from the floor of the RNC.
Well, let me say his running mate, Mike Pence, went after gay people aggressively and continues to, as governor of Indiana.
As a lot of conservative Christians can go along with. But we're talking about Donald Trump. See, you're trying to pivot. Yep. But in his case, if anything, he's pointed out all of the millions of dollars that Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, has taken from countries that...
But we're not talking about Hillary Clinton or the Clinton Foundation. No. I'll stipulate the Clinton Foundation took a bunch of money from evil people, okay? I'll stipulate that. None of that money, to the best of my knowledge, ended up in Hillary Clinton's pocket, which is why I think the ads saying Hillary Clinton got...
debatable.
No, it's not debatable. They file... It's absolutely not debatable, Scottie. Unlike the Trump Foundation, they file public documents. You can see. Nobody took the Clinton family has not taken any paychecks out of the Clinton Foundation. They don't need to. They're making millions of dollars giving speeches. If you want to attack them for giving speeches, right? But you're not answering my question. Why is it, do you think, that Trump talking about, bragging about groping pretty white women blew up the Republican Party when his, talking trash about all these other groups, didn't.
Well, I don't think he blew up the Republican Party with these comments. I think it's not.
Paul Ryan is hysterical. He's beside himself.
As we're finding out that these allegations time and time again are being rebutted. And just like this is the history, the track record of the Democrat Party. They did it in 2008 with John McCain. They made it out that he was having an affair with a lobbyist up on the Hill, alleged by the New York Times. And then after the election was over, we had gone through the big debacle. They went, oh, we really didn't mean that. We didn't allege that. They did it in Mitt Romney, who I can talk, we can talk about his politics.
Mitt Romney had affairs?
Well, we can talk about, but they made him, we know he was a Boy Scout personally, but they still made him out to be that he put his dog on the car. He refused to give his employees cancer treatments, that he put women in binders, that he exported jobs, which he did.
None of that is sexual assault, though, Scottie. None of that rises to the level of something that could be prosecuted in a court of law. Donald Trump bragged about committing a felony.
But none of this has either. None of this has been. There's been no evidence or proof besides hearsay, she say. And I thought last time I checked, Tom, we lived in a country where you are innocent until proven guilty.
Unless you confess.
People that are coming out are throwing.
Scottie, if you confess, you are declaring your own guilt. So here's the question: Was Donald Trump lying to Billy Bush, or is he lying to us?
What do you mean, lying to us? No, he did not.
Well, because he told Billy Bush
he didn't talk about any of these women.
He told Billy Bush that he has walked up to women and grabbed them by the crotch, and they don't do anything about it because he's a star. He told Billy Bush that. So, and now he's saying, no, I haven't done that. That was just locker room talk. So was he lying to Billy Bush, or is he lying to all the rest of us?
He said, I can, because I'm a star. But once again, this was a private conversation. That was just.
So you're leaning toward he was lying to Billy Bush.
Absolutely. I think this is just boy talk. I mean, we've heard a lot worse. There's a lot worse things.
Scottie, I've never heard a lot worse.
Media.
I have never.
Oh, you have to.
Scottie, I have been on this planet.
Listen to an urban station. Listen to a rap song. Turn on HBO or Cinemax. Heck.
So it's the black people who are doing this.
No, I said HBO, Cinemax.
No, you said listen to an urban station, listen to rap. So you're saying black people talk. Because what I was saying, Scottie, is
don't make this racist.
I didn't say go listen to urban radio if you want to hear somebody bragging about groping people. You did.
I didn't hear the Oak Ridge Boys using words like this. Country music is not yet known for using words that you have to shield your child's ears with. Unfortunately, there are people like Ludacris, Beyonce, Jay-Z that talk about Bia and Ho. That's where you find this language.
That's different than admitting a crime.
But he did not admit it.
He bragged about it to Billy Bush.
Hey, guess what, Tom? This doesn't matter. This is not affecting us because Donald Trump's rallies are growing larger because people see that all of these women are false. Their accusations are false. They have no proof. This is the Democrat tradition to actually distract from the issues because they don't want to talk about them because they know their policies don't resonate with the rest of America, Tom.
Okay, Scottie, I leave you with the last word. Scottie Nell Hughes, on behalf of Donald Trump and company. And, Scottie, is he going to do a TV network?
Isn't that funny?
Are you going to be on it?
It's a cute commercial. Yeah, after he gets done being president for 4 years.
Okay. Scottie Nell Hughes. Thank you, Scottie.